Ahead on Q2, old becomes new.
We feel like we really hit the mark on this.
Answering the call, a fire station is back in the Billings Heights. I'll have the details. Plus, from 12 to 2.
We show up every day, service before self. And that is what this campaign has been.
We revisit the Eastern District House race as two candidates celebrate primary victories.
It will be a big statement by the people of Montana, and I need their help to do this.
The MTN 430 News starts right now. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Andrea Lutz. A new fire station is open to serve Billings. Well, it's sort of new. The newly renovated Station 8 in the Heights was owned by the city and operated as a fire station before. As I found out, luck would have it, 30 years later, the exact same fire station would be reincarnated to serve again.
Who would have ever thought?
Never.
The new Billings Fire Station 8.
This is the stars and the moon crossed twice for me.
Would come full circle for Bill Vander Lutz.
He was very fortunate both times.
Fortunate because 30 years ago he started his electrical equipment business out of what would have been the Heights' only fire station, which back then closed to accommodate a growing population to the north.
I don't even remember what it looked like when we bought it. We just came in and modified it to fit our needs,
But as luck would have it, 30 years later, the city's needs changed, and so did Vander Lutz's when he went to sell the building as he retired.
I said, I got a building in the Heights for sale. He says, wasn't that a fire station? And I go, yes. He says, you got to be kidding me.
We were able to get into this and remodel it and modify it up to what we need at a fraction of what it would cost.
So the city approved the plans, costing just $1 million instead of a whopping $4 to $7 million for a brand new station. And construction began.
And we feel like we really hit the mark on this one.
Contractor Brian West says the work was pretty straightforward, knocking down a wall and restoring the brick.
So they had to sandblast all of the walls on the inside to clean them up, and when we did that, it let out all kinds of diesel fumes and exhaust fumes that had been built up in the walls over the years.
Chief Pepper Valdez says Station 8 will help respond medical to parts of the Heights and downtown and house the crisis response crew.
It not only benefits the Heights community, but it benefits the entire city.
Yeah, worked out great.
Vander Lutz can't believe it all worked out the way it did.
I mean, it was good for both of us. Both the purchase and the sale were both good for both parties.
A fire station now turned back, serving the public as it always should have.
And I'm just happy as hell that it all works out for everybody,
You may have noticed the aesthetic of Fire Station 8 is a little bit different than the others around town. That's because of the all-glass doors. It's a bone of contention, though, with one taxpayer. Chief Pepper Valdez says many cities choose to outfit their stations with glass doors as a point of pride. The doors have a cleaner and more professional look and are visible by the street, showing the public the crew and engines are inside working. However, Billings Heights resident Tom Kern says the city opted for a more expensive option at a time when taxpayers are already stressed on paying for services. He says they're less safe and less energy efficient.
I couldn't afford to pay for those doors on that fire station, and I think that if you're in a business or a business or a public entity, you should think about, would I want to pay for those doors? Nah, I don't think so.
I decided to go with the glass doors. It's kind of a traditional look for a fire station. I really wanted to give the Heights community something cool and something to be proud of.
Well, I asked the city how much those doors cost exactly. They haven't told me yet, but they did mention they were paid for through a fire department remodel Station 8. The remodels to about $209 per square foot, which is less than the current market value of $6. In a House race whittled from 12 to 2 candidates. 8 Republicans and Democrats jumped into the race, but after Troy Downing, MTN's
We show, and that is what this campaign has been. It's been what it's been all about, showing up and serving.
Downing was elected on 2020. He was previously an entrepreneur and an Air Force veteran. He had taken a lead in fundraising over his Republicans, and on Monday secured an endorsement from former President Donald Trump. Democrat John Drift the election results with his wife at their home in Helena. He was declared the winner in the 70s, then Service Commission candidate for this, notable for his pledge.
If a person's going to make a difference, you'll make a big difference if you get there without campaign money. What I'm thinking and I'm doing it.
Parties filed to
Urging people in Montana to have a conversation with neighbors and family about the dangers of fentanyl. The organization says agents are on track to seize a record number of pills this year. These are images of a recent drug seizure shared by the DEA. 2.4 million pills were taken off the streets in a 4-state area, including 40,000 in Montana. CDC provisional data shows U.S. overdose deaths surpassed 107,000 people in 2023. Senate Democrats are pushing ahead with a vote on a bill to ensure all Americans have access to contraception. The Democrats say the bill is needed to prevent some states from blocking birth control, while Republicans say it's not needed. Skylar Henry has the latest on the debate.
Mr. Rounds, no.
Senate Republicans successfully blocked a bill that would ensure Americans have the right to access contraception.
Senator Markey's bill creates a precedent to mandate drugs for women and girls of all ages.
Republicans say Democrats knew the bill would fail, but moved forward with it anyway.
This is just a show vote in anticipation of the
show vote. This is a show us who you are vote.
Republicans contend they're not opposed to contraception, but no one is going.
According to contraception.
During the G7 conference, that's in Italy.
Finally, we'll start to see a lot of the wind subside for us as we start getting into the evening hours, and it looks like lighter winds could be in one of the warmest stretches, and as those temperatures will be above the weekend. A forecast in just a few minutes.
The blooms occur when new growth of blue or green algae, and on the water's surface it looks like spilled paint, pea soup, or grass clips. Blue-green algae can. The avian flu is spreading even further. Cows. It's now been found in alpacas not far from Montana. MTN's Jane McDonald has more.
So me to sit here and say, yeah, I'll just put them down as quick as I can. It's truly not that easy.
When it comes to threats with maybe a large, truly worth their weight.
Australia is now starring for the Billings Mustangs. We'll hear from our athlete of the week in just a bit. But first, windy and dry. Ed's break.